Hey, what's going on, y'all? So I was kind of excited earlier, but this is just going to be the video of me talking, really just with some concerns and some things I've seen. And I mean, it's not like a drag or anything. First of all, I want to say shout out to this man here, Damien. I always love it when I meet a supporter, which is why I also say, yo, one day somebody gonna slap the hell out of me if I keep talking shit. Like, what if he had it out for me, right? But see, I was gonna like tell a joke and everything, like, but I'm kind of in a serious mood, and you'll see why in a minute. But like, I was gonna say, like, he thought I was somebody else, and I was gonna joke around like, hey, you saying we all look alike? Get this out of the frame. But I told him I was gonna do that. But the reason why I'm on a serious note is I care about this collector community. When I say I care, like, this is still to me one of the greatest hobbies, because it is a hobby from our childhood that is really not shont on in society. What I mean by that is, okay, is there really like there's not, even playing video games growing up, they're like, you play video games, now they got esports. Well, this is, like, you want to play football, basketball, taekwondo, boxing, like, you can all love that as a kid and grow up and it's still praised. Very few people understand the magic when you come across something, and it's not that it's even a cool figure, it just activates, your memories of being a kid. And pineapples, I'm being serious right now. I'm not even like, no bullshit. I'm not even fucking joking. Like, and it's not a bad thing that I'm getting at. It's just, I also notice things and I like to talk about them. For starters, and I'll tell you why I'm in like this mood. I went to go see the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles yesterday. It was surreal. It was weird, not in a bad way, because I've been watching that movie for 35 years now, and never have I been to a theater and seen something where I know every word by heart. And talk about toys and stuff taking us back, dude. That unlocked, it was like it unlocked something, and there I was with 7-year-old me again. Holy shit, man. I can't describe the feelings I was getting. Like, it was a pleasure. It was like, first of all, I noticed stuff within the movie that I never noticed, like just watching on VHS, because like I said, I haven't seen the movie. Last time I saw that in theater, I was 7. Okay? So, yeah, like, it's such an experience. Literally, I called my mother right after, because, like, sometimes, like, we'll talk and I'll tell her things that I remember from my childhood. And, she did the best she could. And, like, I tell friends that I know that have kids and stuff, trust me, your kid is going to grow up and remember every little thing. That's why quality time spent in nurturing, it's not even just the turtles, but it literally took me back. And I'll tell you one thing, like, I can't imagine, because I'm not a parent, the joy she felt when I tell her stuff like this. I remember, there's Blockbuster, but where I was, we used to have Value Village / Hollywood Video, but like, let's just say Blockbuster for the sake of argument. And I can still remember, like, the cardboard standee, and like, back in those days, especially if you're too young and you don't know, they used to have like it was a VHS tape. They would have it covered in plastic, to protect it. And then if they had it in stock, there would be like the movie behind it in like the Blockbuster, like, clamshell rolls of them. And like, they were empty, but the guy was talking to my mother, and I still remember, and I was sitting on my knees and I was watching it, because they would like play it like on the screen and like the corner and stuff. And I still remember it was the scene where Raphael was fighting Casey Jones. And like, my mother was so excited because they had it. And then I remember that Christmas, I got that movie and a Teddy Ruxpin I watched that movie the entire day. So no matter what walk of life we're walking right now as adults, that little boy or girl connects to this hobby. There was something, no one just grew up and like, I want to, there's something that draws us to this. And I gotta tell you, I was watching Uncle Tim and Iron Ken today. I still fucks with them. I talk shit, but like, I watch everyone. But they kind of had the reverse of what each other was saying. And it made me realize, like, we all come from different aspects, unless you just miserable in life. And even if you are, like, we watch animes where like the protagonist just keeps on trying to help the antagonist because of some long trauma history, blah, blah, fucking blah. that very well, so like right now I'm gonna cut off the shit talking. That very well might be some of the haters that some of us have. You know, there might be a bitter that no one was born like that. Okay, when I was watching Uncle Tim today, like I commented, I was like, yes, twice, exclamation marks, fuck yes, let's go. I have not seen that Uncle Tim since I started subscribing to his channel 2 years, 2022, 3, 4, damn near 3 years ago. So he picked up, they weren't a gift. They weren't at Ollie's or Ross. He was like, fuck it, I want these, I'm gonna get them. They were and I returned them. I had them and returned them, and now after watching it, I damn near want to get them. Y'all probably wondering what it is. It was the X Factor Angel and 2-pack with Weapon X and Warpath. Dude, just go look at the video. Like, while he's reliving, I always say music, you know, different things make us time travel. That is time traveling. When you are remembering something like I just did about the Turtles movie, you are time traveling. You feel that shit, okay? He was so excited. He even brought up, like, when you buy something, he was like, remember in the comics when he was like a vegetable and he couldn't think. I'm like, that right there, that is the whole point of this shit. That is why we love this shit. That is why we do what we do. Yes, some of this shit looks badass, but damn it. When I bought my Hot Rod, the very first figure in this entire collection, that was high school me, because I didn't see the animated movie till I was in high school. That was me identifying with something in my past. That's why we're defensive of our shit. That is why when somebody fucks up a Marvel movie or a Star Wars property or insert whatever, we take it personal. And I get that. But just look at the joy on that man's face. It wasn't about how much it cost, because dude, there are statues that cost $1,000. I'm like, fuck that. I was talking to Damien in the store. We kind of chopped it up. He's a Master of the Universe fan. Follows a lot of people. Really great individual. Like, looking at him, looking at me, you wouldn't think that they were nerds for this stuff. Dude, he was into the Mondo. To me, Mondo looks fantastic, but that is just too much. But who am I to say that's too much? There are people who will buy the Mondo. So watching Uncle Tim's video, and I know normally I talk shit, but for this time I'm not going to, because I genuinely enjoyed, by proxy, his excitement. You know what I mean? He wasn't talking about the price. He didn't give a fuck how he got it. He ordered it online, ladies and gentlemen. Normally most people like him are like, the purity of going in and finding it. Dude, that's what I mean. That joy, I don't have it with me because I returned them right now. All I got is Nightcrawler, but I'm thinking about getting that shit again. That almost sold me on this shit again. I went back to like, how much is this again? Because they weren't cool figures. I was just like, where am I gonna put it? This represents what he had. It didn't matter where he got it, how much it was. It's like, I saw something, and I never even read the X Factor. I had to go back to Variant Comics. I suggest looking them up as well. I know of X Factor, but like, I don't really know X Factor because I didn't follow it. It wasn't on the 97 cartoon. Some of it was, but the point is, he read those comics. DC, Spawn, and like other things like Thunder God. I didn't really read Marvel comics. The only Marvel comics I really have is Spider-Boy. Don't make fun. But that's what I'm talking about. We can talk about how much plastic was used, where this was, how it should have been, shoulda, woulda, coulda. We buy this shit because we fucking love it. I mentioned Nair Ken. And actually, listening to his, I was almost like, here we go. And the reason why I listen to these is because, to be honest, like, I listen to a lot of them. We all change our mood sometimes. Like, I don't want to, like, I'll listen to what's new and what's out, but sometimes I just want to hear a motherfucker, like, hear they side of, because I like to talk. If I worked with these people, I would talk, and that's where my shit talking comes in sometimes. It's like, what, man, quit the cap, blah, 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 blah. So, he was mentioning, I guess there's like I ain't gonna guess like I didn't know. I've kind of seen things where Walmart was putting up displays and stuff. And it was kind of funny. It was like lazy ass motherfucking store managers not doing their job. Now, it was shit talking And I almost like, so part of me was just like, oh well, just order it. But then I was like, no, fuck that. It's not a concern of mine, it really isn't, but I did go on X, never tweeted. This is the second tweet or X there was. And I invite you all, let's flood their X and Twitter, because that seems to be what's important. Bruh, I'm gonna call it Twitter because calling it X is just weird right now. But when motherfuckers tweet Cardi B's latest diet, like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, these are things that actually impact us. When I'm watching people look at the tweet of other motherfuckers and it don't impact them at all, they just fucking vegetables follow, like, who gives a fuck what's going on in a relationship? How does that affect you? When Walmart or Target or any other store is doing some bullshit, that affects us as collectors because we want this shit. So I say that's definitely worth tweeting. And I don't expect it to change overnight. It's just, all I can do is take action. But basically, and Target gives you more words to say. I had to cut to the chase when it came to Walmart. Like, okay, but he was like, some stores, and I was like, it shouldn't be like this. The collector, if collecting wasn't that big, like, don't even take it on. Leave it for online then. Don't get exclusives. If you're not gonna nurture it and handle it, leave it the fuck alone. Like, why would you go adopt an animal and just neglect it? What the fuck? Why would you adopt this property? Why would you adopt this exclusive and just neglect it? Walmart as a company is not store managed. It shouldn't be regional. Motherfucker, if the Walmart brand, the Fortune 500 Walmart, is going to adopt this brand, then fucking nurture it. And make sure every one of your fucking super centers is nurturing it. Because you took the responsibility of taking it on, so you should take the responsibility and fucking make it happen. Or leave it the fuck alone. I'm not mad, I'm just passionate right now. Like, honestly, everything that's in that display, I give two fucks about. But as part of the community, one team, one fight, I give a fuck. I give a fuck about y'all. I give a fuck about, I haven't used it and people say, I give a fuck about that ninja. I'll say ninja. I'm trying to watch it because somebody did mention it and I do respect that. I can't promise anything. Which side note, somebody called me a hypocrite. I messaged them. I said, defend your position. How am I a hypocrite? That's what I mean. I'm not saying that person, I didn't go after him. I didn't even put him up here nowhere. I just literally like, please tell me. If I did some hypocritical shit and I don't have a receipt for it, I'll own up to that shit. Like if I'm like, fuck Combiner Wars, fuck, the new Hasbro, they combining shit, I'm not buying that. And then you see it in my background, that's some hypocritical shit. Now, I will often say, like, I was on the fence with that snake layer, but the reason why I might not get that is because that's money that I can allocate to the Musk, or even the Super Musk. But I normally don't compare dollars to donuts, but I'm literally like, yo, this snake thing that I won't even have shit to go with it really, versus like I could get a Super Musk. Having more is not always better, but damn, like I was just gonna get the Musk, but for the price of that, I can get so much more, and it acts for, I can actually display more anyway. So please, if you watching this and you call me, you were the one who said the hypocrite, because I don't consider that talking shit. Especially even though you did the sandwich method, like you said something nice and then said, but you're a hypocrite. Like, I wasn't in my feelings. I'm so serious. Like, if I did something, allow me to like defend myself. But I mean, so this person, yeah, he was like, that's some bullshit. Like, why is it like that? The Sandman, I would like to get my hands on Sandman. I really don't give a fuck. I had opportunities to get him. Now that I passed up on it, if I see him again, I would definitely grab him. But I saw that retro Green Goblin, not my Green Goblin. And I've seen him so many times. And I like at GameStop, I'm not going to use my GameStop reward points and none of that. I could have got them for next to nothing, but that would be surplus to requirements. I would just be getting it because the collecting society said this is the best. Not to me. The animated series raised me, and so I got my animated series Green Goblin. That's all I fucking need. I don't have a version of that Sandman. That one would fit just well. I'm glad they re-released Electro. I did pre-order him. That was kind of a shitty rollout. And now I can sell the female Electro because I now will have like someone that represents that. She was a stand-in. So yeah, I wrote Walmart on X/Twitter. I think we should start doing shit like that in conjunction with these videos. Like, get the voice out. Like, I mean, and people who have a higher voice, if you're not doing this, it really isn't your responsibility, but it kind of is. And to be honest with you, say you're a YouTuber with 1 million followers, those 1 million followers have a higher voice than that one person with 1 million. There's this sonnet I used to love. It says, to the world, you might be one person, but to one person, you might be the world. Insert that. Stop waiting on the fucking YouTuber or Instagrammer who has 1 million followers. You 1 million followers flooding the gates of Walmart will do a shit ton more damage than one fucking YouTuber with 1 million followers. I'm just saying some shit needs to stop. You know what I mean? We're not gonna take it. Some of that needs to stop. So I really do appreciate this community because it is the best community in my opinion. We have the balls and whatever the version for females would be. Fuck it. We got the balls to like what we like, not feel embarrassed about that shit. When you going through a toy out, don't feel embarrassed. Fuck that. Don't be weird either. Perception is reality, whether we like it or not. Don't be all like, pick up the toy. The person next to you might got the hookup. Yo, I was down here and I saw they had that. Go over there. When Damien and I was chopping it up, I was like, did you see Target over there? They had I saw the Target in Fresno. They had Megatron. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, what? He's right here? So you never know who came across what. But closed mouths don't get fed. And even if it's like a what's up, they're not the fucking enemy. There's going to be enemy plants within there. He was like, oh shit. Because he was like, you know, like kind of joking, like, and Justin Credible in my town, that's the competition. I was like, no, I'm not. I will leave shit for people, man. I'm not a fucking scumbag like that. If anything, once I get mine, hey, ladies and gentlemen, go there now. I love the TMNT party wagon. We found this at this Target. We found that at that Target. This is the local area. You know what I'm saying? This community is fucking great. Sorry, my fucking timer went off. It is up to us to nurture it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this video is about. And if you're wondering what this is right here, I smudged it. So there's this like little sand thing that I'm playing with. This is actual sand, but I'm not gonna use it. But it's gonna be great for my TMNT. And if I see that Chucky out, I might do kind of like a sand beach type of thing. That's kind of fun. But that's where like the fun of it is. So that's all I wanted to make this video. Honestly, for the at least 1,000 people watch these videos. At least 1,000. You might not make it to the end, and it might seem kind of lazy, but honestly, ask yourself, has there ever been a time, and it's not really the scalpers. Scalpers gonna do what the scalpers do. Like, look at shit they re-release like Grimlock. Sometimes it's not just the scalper. Sometimes it's just shitty distribution, period. And in this day and age where everything is digital, how in the fuck is what's in the stores not on your website? Like I say, if you're not gonna do it right, like there's no Hasbro store to my knowledge. So say there was a Hasbro store. How the fuck does the Hasbro store have shit that online does not? That doesn't make sense. So like I said, if you're not gonna nurture this, then leave it the fuck alone. Leave it alone. Go do beauty products or some shit. Leave our shit the fuck alone. Stop trying to take our exclusives and shit. Why are you even fucking doing that? And if you don't give two fucks who buys it as long as you get paid, leave it the fuck alone. Next, I'm gonna write Hasbro and ask them, why do y'all give such treasure? Now, if the reason is like because they pay for the tooling in order to get that out, then I mean, there's not much I can do with that. I'm not in that realm. I'm not gonna theorize, just put bullshit out there. But if you've ever been fucked over by any of these companies, and you know what I mean, if you have enough time to sit there and write a YouTuber because you think they shilling, take that same fucking energy and write the actual fucking company. It's not Chartemis or insert this, it's not their goddamn job. Oh gosh darn it, God bless. It's not their job to do that. 1,000 people writing this one person, that energy directed towards that company, I guarantee you that shit's gonna spark something. It's got to. But anyway, let me take my passion back. I'm not mad, I'm just passionate. It is not even just about toys. This is how I feel about anything that I'm passionate about. So don't forget to like my shit, comment, subscribe, and holla back. Hoo-yah.